Hello, everybody. Welcome to Paranormal Nation Radio tonight. Yeah, I'm back on Thursday nights at 7 p.m. And tonight, got a special guest coming on with me, Denise Pridemore. And we're going to be talking a lot about the paranormal and about our event coming up. So I'm going to bring Denise up on here right now. Hey, Denise, how you doing?
I'm really good.
Good.
So
So,
hard to believe I got shingles and I don't really feel great, but I'm right now I'm doing okay.
well, that's good. That's good. Your bout with the shingles and everything is about over with this time around, isn't it?
I hope so. I hope so. I'm not contagious, but I'm just in pain. So I got a nice heated blanket to bring with me to the paranormal conference
Yeah,
so that I can at least have heat where I need it. So
right.
not that it's going to be cold in there because it's not. It's just in case the pain gets too bad. And but other than that, like I said, I've been working. I've been doing everything I'm supposed to do. Babysat up until 6:30 tonight, so apparently I'm fine.
Yeah.
So he
Yeah,
didn't know how long.
I seen a picture of Ruby with his purple ice cream.
Actually, it was. I made him a cupcake in ice cream cones with purple cake and purple frosting because he likes purple, and so that's what it was. He didn't have any ice cream. He just had cake. So he likes
Yeah.
cupcakes, and I thought just figured ice cream cone makes it easy for him to hold it without it being messy.
Right. Right. Yeah, he's getting big.
Yeah, three is, and he's talking. I mean, he spends his whole time here just chattering up a storm, and we're
That's
we're gonna
good.
we're gonna talk to his parents and see if they're gonna let us take him to St. Louis this month,
Uh-huh.
so that he can see his great grandma. Well, in December.
Right.
These 2 months just run together. November, December, just from
I,
Thanksgiving to Christmas to New Year's, just run together.
yeah.
So hopefully we can take him out there and he'll have a good time visiting with his great grandma and his great uncles and great nieces
Now,
or great
have they
cousins.
seen him?
They haven't seen him since, let's see, it's probably been, he had just started walking, I think, the last time they saw him.
Right. Probably 2
But
years
with
ago.
the virus and stuff, Leah and Tyler are they're concerned about the virus. They don't really go anywhere, and with her being pregnant, she can't really walk for very much, so it's
Right.
just easier for her just to stay home.
Now, how
But
far along is she?
let's see, 17 weeks, I think. She's due like May 8th. So we got a little bit of time to go with her, and Lindsay, we don't have very much time left with her. About 6 or 7 weeks.
Yeah, that's what I
So
thought.
yeah, so we'll be leaving to go to Vegas as soon as we're told.
Right.
I just told my boss I put in a whole bunch of days off so that I can get everything together so we can go. Um, Depending upon what that day is, depends on, makes other things dependent upon that. So, but it is
Right.
what it is. We just want to have a healthy little Nolan.
Yeah.
That'll be his name, Nolan.
Nolan.
Hmm.
Well, that's good. Piper will like that.
Piper is already saying that she's getting toys for Big Brother, and of course she's pre-playing with them,
Right.
just making sure they're safe for him. And
Right. Now, let's
she
see.
already had,
She's 4 now, isn't she?
yeah. So by the time baby comes, she'll be 4 and 5 months. So she's
That's good.
she's ready to have a real baby as opposed to Henley. She talks about baby sister all the time, and
Right.
I'd like for her to be talking about baby brother. So,
Right. Right.
hey, Justin and April.
Nico's in here. James Canatic is in here. Julie Littlespud from Australia is in here tonight.
Hi, Julie.
So we've got a whole bunch of them coming in here on Thursday night. But the first thing we're going to talk about is the event we got coming up. I got coming up here on Saturday, the 2020 Parafest in Cameron, Missouri at the old school.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as I know, this year, this will be the only Paracon that's hasn't been canceled.
At least in Missouri, there was one in Ohio during on October 24th,
Right,
and it was all outside. So because we were asked to come to that, but it was the same day as McPike. You
right,
know where my heart lies.
right. I know that. I
So
know that.
we
But
planned that out a year in advance.
no, I thought I'd throw this Paracon on because, like I said, KC Paracon got canceled. David's para concert down there in Springfield got canceled.
Hmm.
And all the rest of them around I heard. And I was like, well, Cameron's lifted up most of the restrictions all the way around anyway. And what better place to do it in the old school? We got plenty of room.
Right. Cody asks, at the Paracon, with with the vendors, are there going to be booths that are going to have paranormal equipment that we'll be able to buy?
Yes, John Long just sent me a message. He's coming up with his lights. So we got
Yeah,
John coming up.
good. I
Uh,
love John.
yeah. Other paranormal equipment, I haven't had any word yet. I know one I was trying to get there is in Vegas now, so that's not going to be an option.
Hmm.
Let's see.
Was that Katie?
Yeah, yeah. But
I
I
can show
did
you how
some,
to make dowsing rods,
yeah. Well, I can make a bunch of them and sell them, I guess.
and I can show you how to make your own pendulums. And
Right. Well,
so
you'll
we've
be
got.
telling them all that at your booth,
I can tell them anything they want.
right?
You
Because
want
you're
me to tell
bringing
you?
up some jams and jellies, aren't you?
Yes, I'm going to be bringing up some cranberry jalapeno jelly, which is perfect on top of like cream cheese and with crackers for people who like that. But I think it would make a really interesting peanut butter and jelly, or even a really good BLT.
Oh, really?
I think so. And I have two flavors of that. I have mild and spicy. The spicy you can tell because it's got a whole lot of seeds in it.
Right.
And I'm figuring Richie will be ecstatic to have it because it won't burn off his tongue.
Oh, he likes it hotter the better.
Well, I
After his
don't know.
little nitro incident, I don't know.
Yeah, like I said, I wouldn't do that to him. And I have my famous apple butter that I'll be bringing,
Yes.
and I don't know what else I'll get made up by then, but I had something else. Can't remember what, but all my stuff is organic and no GMO, all that good stuff. So some of it's even vegan, not all
Right.
of it. But my apple butter is vegan. It's everything you want and nothing you don't, unless you don't want sugar. If you don't want sugar, then I can't help you. But my apple butter has been bragged about by, well, some people say it's better than sex. In fact, that's I was going to make labels that said that. It wasn't Ron, but like I said, I have people all across the country beg for it. So
Right.
only thing different about it now is that I've got a nice little handheld blender, an immersion blender. So now it looks like it's store bought. And I was so impressed. I had to tell Ron. I said, Ron, you got to come. It did change the way it looks, but makes really good apple butter pie, apple butter cake, and apple butter muffins. So you can use it for a lot of things. And I didn't put labels on it so that you can pass it off as your own, that you made it yourself.
That's right.
So that way I don't have to come up with a whole bunch of labels at a time when jars are hard to find and labels are even harder.
Right.
So,
Yeah, because at the Paracon, Denise is going to be one of the speakers, and David Glidden from Poor State Paranormal Haunting History, Paranormal Frequencies, director and producer of Into the Light 2, will be a speaker up there. And Midland Ghostbusters are going to be up there talking.
they're at a
Kansas
Kansas.
City.
So I think it's going to be fun. And when I speak, it's going to be based on what you guys want to hear. If you want to hear about the Sally House, I can talk to you about it all damn day. I will bring my books and stuff so you can see them. Not my hand. I didn't write the books. That's just research. and Justin says hi to you, Ron. Or we can talk about mediumship. So, basically, so you want to see ghosts,
Right. But
and or whatever you bring up, I will talk to you about it all day long. So
yes, she will. I can guarantee that.
yes,
This lady has a wide variety of knowledge in the paranormal.
I have a bachelor's degree in science, so I have a BS, and I use it often.
But she's not full of BS.
No, I tease people at work all the time. I have my BS degree,
Right.
bachelor's of science, but because of that, I can talk to you about a lot of things. I know a lot of things in the paranormal. Just don't ask me about Bigfoot because I'm gonna make you laugh. But if you want to ask about Bigfoot, ask David. David will
Yeah.
talk about Bigfoot. He will talk to you about spook lights. He will talk to you about almost anything.
Aliens, all that good stuff.
He knows that stuff. He is one smart guy, and I think you'll all find him very interesting. I just had him on my show for the 6th or 7th time on Monday. Every time he has an announcement he wants to make, he contacts me, and I'm the first one he breaks it to. So that's really good. Um, oh, something else about the apple butter that you guys might like. You can also put it on ice cream.
Yes.
Really good on.
It's really, really good.
So,
Yeah. I've tried that.
yeah, I can give you all kinds of ways to use it. So I
Yeah.
can't.
Her apple butter, she ought to start producing it in mass quantities. She could retire.
I hope so. So
You could.
I said I hope so. It's just a matter of drawing enough trees.
Right. And then to round off the guest list at the Parafest, WO Entertainment, the Redneck Pimp, will be on stage. And it'll be a family friendly comedy act.
For how
That,
long?
yeah, that's true. I don't know if Tater's going to make it up or not. He might, but I know Redneck Pimp will do it. But that's the guests we got and everything. Vendors, the old school Cameron's been signing up some vendors. I think a lot of them will be selling a lot of Christmas gifts, actually,
Well,
because
there
the
has
old
been
school is set up right now for Christmas time.
well, a lot of those events that are usually out there, like craft shows and all that other stuff, they
Hmm.
haven't happened this year because of the event spaces aren't open for anything with mass quantities of people. Um, like the Kansas City Psychic Festival.
Right,
So a lot of these people that you usually sell at these other events, whether it's paranormal, whether it's mystic, whether it's just country crafts,
right.
they're those events haven't happened. So
Well,
hopefully a lot of
well, the
those
same thing with
people,
Kansas City Renaissance Festival. It didn't happen this year. There's a lot of vendors that lost money.
hopefully some of those people show up. They have some really interesting um, knives and apparel. I know I saw some of those stuff out at in Raytown. They had this event, and it was all outside. It was a few years ago, but they had all kinds of the Renaissance people out there selling their wares, and um, some of the shops here, like in Overland Park, some of those are still closed.
Right.
I don't know if they'll ever open back up now that Johnson County's closed down again.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I just found out Randy, member of our team, he's under quarantine right now.
who had does somebody has he been exposed?
Yep. So he's under quarantine until November 30th. So he won't be there.
You know what? I don't know if I've ever been exposed except for when we had it.
Right.
You know, are masks required at the event?
No, they're optional
Okay.
because there's no mandate in Cameron, Missouri right now. The mayor
Well,
threw it out.
people knew that.
Right.
I wasn't
The
asking.
only thing we are going to require is all vendors will have to have sanitizer on their table.
Okay.
So bring you up some sanitizer, put on your table. You're good to go.
I have sanitizer. They gave it to me when we practiced when we went to training for the voting stuff.
Right.
So they gave us a whole bunch, and it's like we didn't go anywhere. We didn't do anything. If we went to the bathroom, that would have been about it. And like, okay, well, thank you.
I know. Well, that's just like in my job. I'm around a lot of people, depending on where we work and everything like that, and nobody's wearing masks.
Well, my company, they require. No, masks don't do much anyway. It just makes everybody else feel like you're trying your best.
Right. And just like you and me talked previously a long time ago about what's the after effects of wearing these masks? Legionnaire's disease, isn't that what it's called?
Yep.
Yeah,
Not to mention
that'll be the next thing. Well, you wore these masks. Now, guess what's came out?
Yep. Not only that, for people like me that have a lung nodule, yes, I'm supposed to wear a respirator when I investigate.
Right.
And I don't have one. And so I haven't. And I have not, I mean, knock on wood, I haven't had any issues with my lung nodule. I haven't had anything wrong with my lungs since it healed up.
Right.
Um, but a mask, the doctor told me, the pulmonologist told me, those masks are probably worse for you than anything else because it could cause your lungs to fill up with moisture from your spit and stuff.
Right.
Like, I can see that, but again, I still wear them when I go out because I don't need people bitching at me because I don't have a mask on. And because I don't look like I have a health issue, that's a problem. So apparently and if I look like I have a health issue, nobody wants me in their store anyway, you know? So like make up your mind. But yep, like I said, and like my post on Facebook said this morning, when I have that thing on, I'm smiling at everybody, and the only thing they can see is this.
Yeah. That's it.
I mean, they don't even see my nose. They
You
just see
could
my
you could be
bloody eye.
telling them anything underneath that mask.
Oh yeah, I'd be more watching my fingers.
Yeah.
I can't hide my fingers because they tend to go off on their own sometimes.
Yeah. That's like Richie said. Yeah. Legionnaire's disease. That's right. That's what you can get out of these masks because you're breathing in all the moisture and carbon monoxide into your body back out of these masks.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate wearing them because they fog up my glasses.
Yep, mine too. And so that, but again, mine are usually on my head, so it's
No, I have to wear mine or I'm about blind. So, I get to working and take a deep breath and go, okay, just a second. I got to clean my glasses.
oh, well, you just missed that. But my computer decided it was going to log me off of my work's VPN, but not a problem.
Oh,
So,
really?
hi, Tom McNicholas.
Yeah. Hi, Tom.
Miss you, Tom. Wish you could make it out this weekend.
Right. But from what I heard, he's working this weekend.
Yep, he
Yeah.
works hard at his two jobs.
Right. Because Nick told me that because Nick was wanting to come real bad. But Richie goes, I wear a mask, then smokers should swallow their smoke. Yep. It's kind of hard to smoke with one of those masks on anyway.
Well, you can always cut a hole in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the thing is the mask doesn't do anything should somebody fart or blow smoke in your face. It's still you can still smell it and still get
That's
in there. So that tells you right there that COVID's not gonna, COVID particles even smaller than smoke.
right. So if you're breathing in the particles in your nose,
I, yeah, somebody farted in the store and I could smell it through the damn mask, and it wasn't me. No self test. I don't fart.
no. And April says, come pick me up.
I wish we
No, I'm
could.
not driving all the way up there.
Not in that weather.
No.
They've been getting snow up there and all kinds of stuff, and it's horrible. So I just know that we're that trip to Vegas that we're taking in December, January. I planning that sucker out's gonna suck
Yeah.
throughout all the storms. But so, do you know any of the vendors that are coming besides John and me?
Uh, Not right offhand. Denise over at the old school's been handling a lot of that since I've been working and just got off that world record deal.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got to get with her tomorrow, get all the keys that I'll need, and see what we got lined up.
Okay. Is there anything that people need to know before they come?
Uh, excuse me. No, not really. $10 at the door for the Paracon, and just show up and have a good time. And then we have a live investigation later that night and everything with a lot of the guest speakers that'll be there on the investigation. And they can still sign up for that.
And there's a limited number for the investigation, right?
Yes, we have a limited number of 15 people, and we're about halfway booked up right now.
And so it's going to rain, so be prepared for that.
It's
So
an
just
inside venue.
huh?
It's an inside venue, so
Yes, it is. It is all inside, but if you got to go outside and smoke, it will be raining, so be
right.
prepared for that. And other than that, I can't think of anything else. Um, will we have any food vendors there?
Well, we were, but Matt can't make it, so I'm trying to work on another one. Whether I get it or not this short of notice, I don't know.
Well, luckily, the food's not too far away.
No, they can call Casey's.
Well, I mean,
Tub
there's
Creek.
restaurants
Tub
not
Creek delivers too.
well, and it's not much. I mean, heck, what is it? 2 miles to the main to where the main exit is there, and there's all kinds of food up there.
Oh yeah, you're not 5 minutes away from finding anything to eat.
No.
That's not an issue. Yeah, like Richie was reminding me, this program is brought to you from the WRH network, the world record holders, WO Entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess Justin's got a bunch of stuff sent off to Genesis to have them look over and see what they got. Yeah, you're performing. Already talked about that, Richie. Is Tater going to be there with you or just you? Waiting for
Well,
him to get back.
it regardless, no matter what, we're all gonna have a great time. Anybody who misses it is going to miss a lot of laughter and
Mm-hmm.
a lot of Ron goes a lot of crying, but no, there won't be any crying. Um,
No.
but yeah, they're gonna miss out on a lot of fellowship that we.
That all the investigators and the guests together, we've all done something with each other back and forth. Our team has investigated with Denise and Ron a whole bunch of times. Uh, I've known David since meeting him through Denise and at the Paracons and stuff like that, and spent the evening with him down at Lexington at the big Roundup Paranormal there. So
That goes from what you could remember.
I could remember a lot of it. They couldn't, but I could.
No, I know they couldn't. And if we hadn't just gotten back from Vegas, we would have been there,
I
and
know.
we probably wouldn't be able to remember.
Oh, it
So
got, yeah. When the Jägermeister came out, I took one drink and went, oh no.
no, no, no Jaeger. Mm-mm. I
No,
don't like
that's
black
black
licorice.
licorice.
No,
Yuck.
I don't like black licorice. Don't like anise. I don't like it. So it would have been no. I
Right.
probably wouldn't even have tried it. I have tried some really crappy Scotch or Irish whiskey. Well, which was it, Scotch or Irish whiskey that we had that one? It was horrible. I mean, it tasted like peat and dirt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but Crystal, April's sister Crystal brought this stuff to our house for New Year's Eve. It was a sample thing, and and there was like 10 samples, and a couple of them overlapped, and we had Crystal and Ron,
Mm-hmm.
Charlie Fort, who's also a paranormal investigator. I
Mm-hmm.
think Ernest was here, who's a friend of theirs, Lauren and Becca and me, and we tried it. I mean, and we videotaped all of it. And so basically, we were on Facebook Live tasting these things, and I mean, I made the most god awful face you ever want to see. So thank God. See, you don't want to come here for New Year's. That's how bad it gets.
Right.
You never know what we're gonna have.
Well, what are
But
we doing? What are we going to do this New Year's? Because I plan on being down there.
that's going to depend on Lindsay.
Oh, that's right.
So so we've got to wait and see what we hear before we can plan anything. But if we do, well, I was wanting to try to get something closer into town than everybody coming to our house,
Right.
and so they can have beds and stuff as opposed to sleeping on, blow up mattresses and wooden floors.
Right.
You know, I was going to see about like Homewood Suites or something like that, um, and I don't have to clean up the mess.
Exactly.
So like I said, I don't know. I don't know if they will allow something like that, but hell, got breakfast for free the next day.
That's right.
So I mean, some of them have breakfast, so some of them don't. Like in Cameron, they don't have breakfast. They
Right.
so,
Well,
but
just like down there when we went to Warrior Fest, where Richie and me and all them stayed at, right? Oh, got this big elaborate breakfast. Go down for breakfast. You got cereal and coffee.
yep, because they all
And
have to be
Richie goes, "Well, what happened to the scrambled eggs and pancakes and all this and that?" And the lady goes, "COVID."
That's right. We have not stayed at a hotel that had breakfast, uh, other than a bag, like a bag lunch, from here to Vegas and here to Alabama. So we've pretty much driven across country this year.
Right.
And if it, I mean, if you want gluten lovers delight, you got it made. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
granola bars, for people who are allergic to nuts, a lot of those, so here's me going, well, we got all these snacks. So we just went and got breakfast somewhere else and just took the snacks with us and ate those on the road. So
April wants to know, is Crystal against any more investigation or is she still open for them?
the funny thing is the first time that we took Crystal on an investigation, it was just down the road from where she lived, and you were there, Carl.
Yeah.
And within 5 minutes of her walking in the door, I'm coming out. She hadn't seen me since she was a kid, and the first thing I'm saying is, "Oh my God, something was thrown at me, and I think I got scratched." And Crystal is open to more investigations if we can get her out here, or
Yeah.
we come up there to Denver.
Yeah.
There's
Well,
quite a
she came down to the courthouse.
Yep, she helped investigate at the courthouse and climbed up those stairs too.
Yeah, you and me and her went up way up in the very top.
Hmm. And I paid for it the rest of the night because I
Uh,
stretched I pulled a muscle in my leg.
yeah, you did.
But yeah, Crystal loved going investigating, and but that was, after we left there, she came down to our house, and that's when she spent New Year's here with us.
Right.
That's been a little while, but yeah,
Ooh.
Crystal loved. I don't know if she loved just hanging out with us or if she just really, yeah, she met us at Malvern Manor and investigated with us there.
Yeah, that's when we had the black cake, wasn't it?
Uh, I think so. I actually, it's the time that we had the Malvern cake.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep, that was the first one. Very first time we went to Malvern, Crystal
Yep.
went, and a couple months, and then it was just a month and a half later that we were all at the courthouse there.
Yeah.
She stayed with us for New Year through New Year's, and then we investigated again together somewhere else. I don't remember where it was, but
Yeah.
um, and then she came and she stayed with us after the one of the Comic Cons.
Well, you look at the last 5 years that we've known each other and everything. How many investigations and places and things have we done together? It's hard to keep track of all of them.
I can't. I mean, at this point, people ask me how many times have I investigated. It's well over 500 at
Oh,
this
yeah.
point, and that's that seems like, and I think that's on the low side at this point for me and Ron, and you know, but you figure it helped that we were doing those mini investigations pretty much every weekend at the Sally House with whomever was there.
Yeah.
Um, but I've been investigating or breaking into places since I was a teenager. So, but I don't abide that now. But
Yeah.
it
Do
was
not
legal
break
for a
into
while.
any place if you're going to investigate. Always
Get
get
permission.
permission.
But back then, in the 70s, I didn't know who to ask. So now that I'm in my 70s, I know who to ask. No.
Yeah, we're getting up there. Gary still got his old beat, but we're getting up there.
Oh yeah. So, um, what what else are we planning on doing at this event? We're planning on investigating. We're planning on speaking. We are hopefully somebody be spending some money.
Yeah. Hopefully, a lot of people will be spending money in there for the vendors and everything around. But a lot of it's going to be getting to know some new people coming in, talking, that may be interested in the paranormal. Never really thought about it and anything like that. That's what I look at these events like this one. Yeah, the paranormal people get together that hadn't seen each other for a while. You know, that's
Mm-hmm.
that's always. But you always have the people come in that are interested in the paranormal or looking that didn't know there was paranormal teams in the area, different things like that. Want to listen, they can find out more about your radio show, this network, a lot of it that we're doing back and forth.
Well, this could be one of those everything you wanted to know about the paranormal but afraid to ask kind of things.
Right.
You know,
And then you don't know about Midland Ghostbusters, what they'll be doing. They could be chasing Slimer around.
is there really a Slimer with them?
No.
Okay.
They just run in and act like he's there and put their photo guns up and you scream, don't cross the lines and all this
No,
and
don't
that.
cross the streams. You got to get
Okay.
it right. Don't cross the streams
Right.
because it could be bad.
Yeah. But the way they're dressed, I mean, they got the same outfits that you see on TV.
Mm-hmm.
They have made their own outfits and everything. And they're real fun people to talk to. I talked to them at KC Paracon last year or the year before, whatever it was. And they said if they ever needed anything, just get a hold of them. So I contacted them and they said, yes, no problems.
Probably because they didn't have nothing better to do.
Right. There's not a lot of people out investigating right now, not like on the normal.
Well, a lot of those places are not open.
Right.
For at least public investigations, but some of them are open for private.
Right.
I guess I saw that. Oh, the John Warnell house had some people investigating there.
Yeah.
I know that some people have investigated over at the Alexander Major's house.
Yep.
We used to live right by them, and we've investigated the John Warnell house. That was years ago before
right. I've
hosted
seen a couple of teams up at the Beatty Mansion in St. Joe. So yeah, teams are getting out, but as far as public investigations go, they're far and few between.
And well, PTF has been doing some, which is Paranormal Task Force.
Right.
They've been going down and doing, places like the Pythian Castle. That's huge,
Right.
but not at the numbers that they used to. I mean, it used to be like 75 people. So
Right.
in a way, this is a really good time to get in on a public investigation with the limited number of people. You have
Right.
you can actually probably investigate where before you couldn't. Um, it was more fellowship at your $75 a person.
Right.
It was basically fellowship and maybe some investigating. But on one of those events with PTF, Ron and I ended up in somebody's video. Me, Ron, Dara, and Caitlin ended up in somebody's video about the Pythian Castle.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, it's a movie that he did, and
Yeah.
me getting scratched there. That was the first time I'd been scratched there. He ended up catching that, and I was like, "Okie dokie."
Yeah. He goes, man, I caught this good.
Oh yeah, I mean, we didn't know that they were even filming. They
Right.
were right there with us apparently the whole time. We just we never.
No.
Yeah, we
But
just
for the people listening, Denise gets scratched everywhere
got
that
scratched
we go
twice
to.
at the school. Don't know why. Um,
You weren't paying attention to them.
that's what I think it was. I think I'm paying more attention to the people we were with and stuff like that, and trying to talk to them, to the spirits that came with them, or the spirits that were at the school at the time.
Right. And we
So,
had a lot of them that the spirits came with them.
mhm.
People don't understand that. That when you go to investigations, even these teams, you got spirits that follow you there. Chris Mind.
Crystal.
Oh, is that Crystal?
Yeah, it's Crystal.
Hey, Crystal, we was just talking about you. And
And
it
this
was all good. It was.
so
So,
it was all good.
and then like on our Halloween investigation we did there at the school, you did something that you'd never done before.
No,
Tell our listeners a little bit about that.
I did some remote readings on the people that were at the event, and um, and the feedback that Carl got was that I was right on target, which
Yep.
is hard, and it was it was not something that I've ever felt comfortable doing. I mean, it's not like I don't always see them. Sometimes I don't know who they belong to, the spirits that is, and so if if it happens and people want to know, they'll have to ask.
That's right.
So, because I'm not going to just speak up and say, "Hey, you got a spirit with you." I'm not trained Cavuto.
No.
I'm not going to walk up to you in the grocery store and say, "Hey, that can of peas there, that reminds me of your grandfather because he hated peas." I'm not going to do that too. You know,
If
even though
somebody did that, I would start laughing. I
yeah,
really would.
oh yeah, but yeah, I'm not one that's going to do that. But if you want to know, and I can see something, I'll tell you. Um,
And we know that because that was also part of the world record. You was on there doing that. And then at our big event, towards the end of the world record, you was watching
mhm.
and seeing a spirit up on the stage when a band was playing and described him in the chat room. And then I think it was the next day or 2 days later, I sent you a picture that was posted.
And I didn't know why you sent it.
Yeah, exactly. But you described that person to the T. That was really amazing.
It was strange. When you told me that, I got chills, and it wasn't something that I expected. I just thought it would be somebody random that, hey, I'm seeing this person. I don't know who he is, but he tells me it's his favorite place, and he's walking across the stage. Apparently, he felt very comfortable on the stage, and that could be why. But we did
And
notice the drums were covered up.
yeah,
Ron said something to me. He goes, He goes, "Why are the drums covered up?" I said, "Don't know."
That's a memorial to the drummer who passed away the week earlier that was supposed to play there. That's played every year at Warrior Fest. So that's a tribute that we'll be doing at future Warrior Fest. When that band comes on, we'll be covering the drum setup in remembrance of him.
Are they going to replace their drummer?
Probably down the line they will. We'll probably have 2 drum sets on stage. But what was really nice was the man who passed away, his son got up there and played the violin.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah. And that's about when you put in the chat that you seen up on stage.
Yeah, just like I said, that was just, it's sometimes it's hard when you see spirits. It's sometimes hard when they talk to you. Um, but in the Bible, it's that that people talk about necromancy, you talking to the spirits.
Right.
I don't usually talk to them. I let them talk to me. I listen, and then I may tell you what they said.
Right.
But I am not usually talking back to them. Um, I don't know what that was. I think the cat knocked something off.
Oh.
Um,
And okay, I know you was tour guide at Sally House for what, 7 years?
7 years, yeah.
7 years. And I know a lot of them spirits used to come to your house and visit you.
Mm-hmm.
Since you're not up there anymore, and I know they did one time, but after that one time, have any of them been back? Not a one.
None from the Sally House. Not since April or August. What 22nd, 23rd, whatever that the day after the
Eclipse.
morning after the eclipse. I haven't seen hide nor hair of any of them, and so it's really very different
Right.
to be honest.
And for
Um,
people in the chat room that don't know, when our team and Denise and Ron are going to go investigate somewhere, the spirits go to Denise from that area before we get there.
mm-hmm.
We've seen that a lot, especially when you've seen the guy standing by the headstone.
That was weird. uh, because up there we didn't have any internet. I had to go over to Casey's
Yeah.
to get internet to search this tombstone, and him and his wife kept coming through in Polo. The building is gone.
Yeah.
So anybody who wants to investigate this building, it's gone. It got blown down in a windstorm earlier this year, um, and we were asked to come in with Carl and his team to investigate. And apparently, one of this used to be one of those stores. Used to be a store at one time, and this guy apparently used to go to the store, and they told me that the spirits told me that he lived outside of town, and then they moved to town, and everything I said turned out to be true. Once we researched the guy, and the last time we went by there, when we were coming, where were we going?
To the graveyard.
Graveyard. Yeah, graveyard. We were going to the graveyard, and we drove by there, and he. Did I tell you he was standing by there? No, he wasn't. He wasn't standing by his grave at that time. So as I said, they were coming up on the graveyard. Yeah. See if he's out here.
Now, when you drove into Polo where the building fell down, did you see anything or anybody?
No. Nope. And I think maybe I wasn't really focused on it. I was more focused on, oh my goodness, the building's really gone.
Yeah. Right.
Because they had already cleaned it up, and we'd already talked to the guy who owned it at the last
tour
investigation that
yeah.
you did at the school. He was there, and he was. It's still hard to believe that building's gone.
I know. That was an amazing building with history.
It was, and luckily they were able to get out some of that history that was on the walls and in the building. They were able to get that out, but it was strange that, like I said, maybe next time we drive by there, maybe I'll see something. But I think it was more shock to
It
drive
was.
by there and see that. Um, and I think I had some of the spirits from the camp out wanting to talk to me before we got there, but it was bad and to see all that. But
Right.
but I will say I'm happy I'm having a family reunion in this chat.
Yeah, you are, aren't you?
So
And they're regular followers of all the shows on WO Entertainment too.
I know.
I know. That's really cool. But hello, the Paranormal Circle. Thank you for joining us. This is Paranormal Nation Radio. I'm Carl Albertson, the host of Paranormal Nation Radio, with my guest, Denise Pridemore. So, thank you for joining us on YouTube.
And I'm the host of the Paranormal Pride on WBHM-DB.com. So
I know I have a hard time remembering all them numbers.
if it wasn't for the fact that it's the initials for Birmingham, sometimes I lose it.
I get the B and the H messed up
Just
in,
put Birmingham and you'll be fine.
yeah,
But but if you but the thing is it's not WBHM. It has to be WBHM-DB because the other there is a station called the other.
yes, there is, and everything. Yeah, you got to type in the dash DB, go.com, go to their website. You can enter the chat room. You can listen to shows, archives, everything.
And after the beginning of the year, the Rumble chat that we have will no longer be there at all. It'll be Spreaker chat after that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that way you'll be able to interact with April because she's always in that chat
Right,
as opposed to the other one. But the Spreaker chat comes with it for free.
right.
Well, utilize what's there. I don't know. I have to look.
What? Get into what? Speaker?
Ron's asking me if he has to have Facebook to have Spreaker, and it's like, no,
No,
you
you
just create
don't.
a plugin, and you don't have to, you don't have to get any notifications or anything like that.
No,
I get all the notifications because I have the app on my phone,
right,
so, and only for the shows that I want. So check that out, and but I will tell you, I like the Spreaker app. I like how it goes to almost any listening device you have.
right,
If you or any listening app, I'm on iHeartRadio. I'm on uh, Apple, whatever it is. I can't even tell you the name. I'm on Deezer. I'm on. Like I said, you if you have an app that you listen to music on, you can find WBHM-DB.com and the Paranormal Pride. And if not, I'm on Mixcloud. I got almost all my archives out there. I'm gonna try working on getting those on. Oh, and I'm on YouTube under
yep,
the VHM. But I'm working on getting some of this stuff out there. I just signed up for Rumble, and you can get paid for your videos there. So you might want to look at that.
Rumble. What's
Rumble.
what's
It's
Rumble?
it's it's a place where all these TV shows are now starting to put a lot of their clips. Dan Bongino's on there, Sean Hannity. Uh, let's see, Donald Trump. There's a whole lot of people out there. I don't know. I just found it yesterday,
Oh,
and I was watching some Dinesh D'Souza and some other things that I found interesting. Um, I don't know if there's any paranormal people out there, but there probably is since it's a video app that's been around for quite a while apparently. But
right.
um, a lot
I'll look into that.
yeah, a lot of people are, well, they're trying to get away from the mass media BS, and they're wanting to have their opinions heard and not censored. And Rumble doesn't censor, same as MeWe, Gab, and Parlor. They're not censoring your speech,
Right.
where other media outlets are
R. Yeah.
censoring your speech, and like Ron just called it slay book.
Yeah.
Um, but you know, and I'm off Twitter, so if anybody is friends with me on Twitter, I'm not on there anymore. I don't
Right.
want I don't want to be associated with that. Um,
And for people listening, I also have the permission from Kat Hobson, the owner of WBHM-DB.com, to show her shows and Denise's shows on here anytime I want
yep.
and stuff, which is real nice because on nights I don't have guests and I'm busy, I can pop one of their shows in, and run it, which I thank Kat a lot for that. And thank you, Denise, for getting Kat to do that because that helped out quite a bit during the world record.
Well, like I said, if you need to find other stuff, I have some stuff out there that's on Mixcloud and
Go for a search engine. We found that out. The guy that did our computer, he told me about that years ago. Oh, really?
yeah.
And it's good. I mean, This is Tom's world. Hey, thank Tom for joining. It doesn't track you on everything.
Yeah, you don't get all that tracking like if you go look at VBRO for because you want a vacation rental.
Right.
You're not going to be seeing it on everything.
No.
You know, you're not going to start seeing it in your Facebook feed.
Right. You're not going to see it anywhere.
Yeah, you're not going to see it in your email suddenly and things like that. And this guy used to be my contractor when I used to have a software contractor at work that would work on the things that came out of my mouth. He would make into a software program.
Right.
So he was very handy to have.
Right.
He was big into government conspiracies. So when he told us about DuckDuckGo, I knew that it wasn't going to track me. But DuckDuckGo does have an app for your phone, so you
Right.
don't have to use Google or Chrome or any of that. So you could use their app instead. So,
Right.
but welcome, Tom. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, he's got a live show that he does and everything. He's usually about 3 sheets under the wind when he does his show.
Oh,
He goes, "That's the way people like me."
you know what? After I get hernia surgery, maybe we will do some of that ourselves.
Hey, there you go. There you go.
Because
I mean,
I'm not against that. In fact, Alex Matsuo, a person that I used to that I've had on my shows, she's also been on TV. She does a show where um, she sits down and she has drinks with the person,
right.
and she goes, sometimes it goes a little long. She goes because we really like what we're drinking.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, and it does sound like fun. Sometimes people say stuff when they're drinking that they wouldn't say otherwise.
It does. But yeah, we're getting a couple, or we got 2 new shows on our network now. The Great Kaninsky and Hot Boxing with Matt barbecue show.
Mm-hmm.
Then we lost one of our shows, so the Rev will no longer be on here. So that leaves me Sunday nights. Pretty good.
Yep, and then you have it's 1700 somewhere. Is that on Sunday afternoon?
Yeah, that's on Sunday, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. And that show there is getting very popular and stuff. And WO radio show is off the air for until the first of the year. They're taking off they take off for the holidays.
Well, good for them.
To be with their families and stuff. So we're doing that, but we're keeping all the rest of the shows going, keep the network buzzing, and promoting it as much as we can through here. But
well, I don't have a show this coming Monday night, but when I do come back, my next guest is Shane Pittman from the Holzer Files.
Oh.
Yeah. And the reason I like him is he had some experiences in a place that I had experiences at. Well, 2 places that I had experiences at. A place in Paterson, New Jersey. It's a mansion up on Mount Garrett. Well, Garrett Mountain. That was way back when I was like 7, 8, when I lived in Paterson, New Jersey. And
right.
Field trips.
Right.
A lot of things I got to do on field trips that a lot of other people probably would go, really? You went there?
Yeah.
So we went to the USS Constellation in 1977. And I had a paranormal experience on the USS Constellation in the same area that Shane did.
Ooh,
And it was a same situation. uh, Little boy down there, I mean, when I say little, I'm saying 12, 13 years old. He was a cabin boy or something, and being that it was a school field trip, it wasn't like I could wander off and go experience it. You know, a lot of the paranormal experiences I had when I was younger happened on field trips.
right,
My mom took us to a lot of museums, but she didn't take us to Gettysburg, and she didn't take us to, to the ship and stuff. And another place that's really haunted, I don't know if they're going to be able to get into, is the USS Torque. It's a submarine in downtown Baltimore. But where all that's located at is in Fells Point, which is where Edgar Allan Poe's house is.
right.
Back to doing things I'm not supposed to do. That was one of the things I wasn't supposed to do. I wasn't supposed to break into his house, but they also shouldn't have left the window unlocked. There's a whole thing.
Well, that's true, you know. And back
But
in the day, it was a little different than it is nowadays. And there, you go breaking in someplace nowadays, you may get shot.
yeah, you may get shot, and you're probably on camera.
Yeah,
Where
there's
back then,
cameras everywhere, people.
yep. So back then, not so much. That's probably how they figured out who was leaving the rose and the liquor on Edgar Allan Poe's grave after all these years.
Right,
Cameras being everywhere.
right.
But that's part of the reason why I wanted Shane on. Not that I don't like Dave Schrader, and congratulations to Dave Schrader on his third wedding anniversary and his grandbaby being born, both on
Oh,
the same day, and which was yesterday. And then today was his daughter's birthday. But needless to say, I like Dave. Nothing against him, but Shane said yes. so so now I have tried to have Sean Sean Austin on, and he he blew me. Well, he said he had a family emergency. I don't know if he did or didn't, but
right.
a couple of days later, he was on a cross country road trip with Dave Spinks.
Oh,
So I don't know, you know, but again, I could always have Dave Spinks on anytime I want, just about.
right.
He's a good guy. Met him personally a few years ago, and since he's been on with William Shatner and buying the Willow's Weep house and all this other stuff, he's been really busy, been making the rounds. But yeah, I'm interested to hear what Shane has to share about the Holzer files. Um, Not real big into some of their shows, but some of the places they've been are just amazing.
Right.
So, but like I said, I've been to some of those places. Also, did you see the uh, uh, Destination Fear,
No, I
where they
didn't.
went to the Old Crow Distillery?
Nope.
Well, that remember the place that I tell you guys about all the time that we like to go is the Old Crow Distillery,
Yep.
and they didn't get anything. I mean, they're saying that people were saying that it's demonic, and I told Ron, I said it's not. I said there's nothing
No.
demonic there. Um, so, but it is a really neat place, and yes, there are mountain lions. Yes, there are bears. Yes, there's a lot of wildlife at that location. We snuck, we walked up on a deer, just
Hmm.
standing there. Um, and the cat that they catch, that they see there roaming around, that cat is just the friendliest thing you ever want to meet, because she just kind of rubs up against you when you're walking around. But it's not a place that you could really go into and investigate very well, because most of the buildings are about ready to fall down. but
Oh,
but it was a very good episode. And like I said, and the master distiller, they had him on as master distiller. He's the owner. Um, he is very friendly. I really enjoyed him when we were there. We spent one of my birthdays um, with him at Glens Creek Distilling, is what it's called now. But you'll have to check out that episode if you get a chance.
Yeah, that
In
the
fear of
guy at the Old Crow should have gave my ex-father-in-law membership into the Old Crow there, because I can show you a ditch that's probably got 5,000 bottles in it.
well,
That man could drink a fifth of Old Crow a day.
Old Crow is still around. Used to be up a little bit higher on the shelf than it is
Hmm.
um, because it was bought out by Jim Beam,
Right,
and so Jim Beam uses some of the old rick houses for their for their stuff on one side of the fence, and then the other side of the fence is Glens Creek Distilling. The thing is the Jim Beam rick houses caught on fire a couple years ago.
oh,
And so I was watching a lot of the video that they were sharing from Glens Creek,
right,
um, showing this. And so they were there trying to water down their distillery to keep it from catching on fire.
right,
Because think about all that alcohol.
right.
It's
Crystal's in the chat room saying she's got to go have another endoscopy in the morning.
yeah, it's an upper GI.
Yeah, to widen the throat out and
Yeah,
everything. So our prayers and stuff is for Crystal. You know, just keep us informed. But
April will make sure that she'll let me know, and if not,
okay,
her grandma will. She'll
right,
let me know. Her grandma was my aunt,
right.
so
Yeah, Richie's in there. Richie from WO Entertainment will be the only comedian performing at the Parafest this year. Also, WO Radio Show will be doing a special show. They just reminded me, a Christmas show, December the 22nd.
and what is that about?
Probably Christmas from the veterans.
Okay.
I would say that's all I know at this point in time. I'll talk to Richie tomorrow and find out a little bit more about it. But it'll be on Tuesday night, December 22nd at 7 p.m., just like we do the regular show. But that one, and then they'll come back on the first Tuesday in January, I believe, is when we start back up.
Yeah, I right now, like I said, the only show I think I have scheduled is the one with Shane Pittman. I think I'm taking off the 7th because we've been invited to an event here in Lewisburg. Remember when I did the library talk?
Yeah,
They invited us to a dinner here in town, and think I might go to that just because I think that they asked us to come to this one event, and then they've asked us to come to a second one so that we can be invited back next year when there's really people that will come to these events.
right,
Um, so basically, I have one more show this year after Shane Pittman, and I'm done for the year. And don't know, with the baby coming, don't know in January when I will have a show. But I'm also working on the memorial show for Richard Rose,
right,
um, getting some of those clips out of there, getting people to come in and tell me, you know, do their memorial to him as well.
right.
And, I think it's going to be, again, like I said the other night on my show, it's going to be hard. It's also going to be funny, um, but it's going to be something that we need to do.
Yeah, it does.
People need to understand that, yeah, the coronavirus took a lot of people from us this year, but Rick stood his ground the whole time.
Yeah.
And you know what? He got exactly what he wanted. He became
Mm-hmm.
worldwide famous.
He did. You know, there was a lot of haters out there, that they shouldn't have been. But
No,
a lot of people watched him, seen him, met him. I mean, look at what he did for that, what was it, 3 months or more that he drove around the country to these vets and did that story on them,
yep.
and then gave that one family, collected money for them.
I'm going to go out there and find some of those clips from that as well and utilize them.
Right.
It's going to be my first splicing attempt
Uh,
at stuff. And like I said, I want it to be on YouTube as well as on um, the network
right.
on wbhm-db.com. So I'm going to be trying to videotape. Well, I'm going to be using StreamYard to get these statements from people. I did have some people who didn't want to go on air, but they wanted me to read their statement, which I
Right.
will. But I I don't know. It's going to be something that is going to be done out of love. Um, and I'm going to tell you, I got raked over the coals by people that decided to reach out to me and wish death on my family and stuff because of um, me standing by Rick.
Yeah.
I had
That was stupid.
no, and it wasn't. Well, yeah, dumbass progressives,
Yeah.
as in Ron says, as in regressive. But you know, you don't reach out to people to tear them down,
Mm-mm.
and I don't care if they had nothing else to do. You, I mean, it's one thing to wish death on me, but not on my family.
Right.
But if it wasn't for people like Steve Hayes and David um, telling these people where to go,
Right.
um, I don't know. I just kind of faded away for a little while, but I blocked these people. I turned them in. They did nothing. Nobody, Facebook didn't do anything
Right.
to deter their hate.
Yeah.
CNN didn't do anything to deter their hate. They made the story even bigger by making it worse, by taking a comment from somebody who didn't even know Rick, just
Right.
somebody who lived in the area where he was, and said how irresponsible he was. He didn't spread the virus to anyone. He got the
No.
virus and he went home and he stayed there. When he found out he had it, he didn't go anywhere.
No.
He went home and basically died,
Yep.
because he found out he had it on
July 1st.
July 1st, and by July 4th, he was gone.
Right.
So, and the hospital sent him home with an inhaler,
Yeah.
and I don't know. There, there are so many questions about coronavirus. There's more that we don't know about it than we do still.
Right.
I don't care what anybody says.
Mm-mm.
And if they do know more about it, they are not telling us.
Right. Exactly.
So, but
And
there
just
were
like right now, you're going to see all the cases rise up because we're in the flu season.
you did hear what Elon Musk said, right?
What'd he say?
He had 4 tests, same test, okay,
Uh
same
huh.
nurse. 2 came back positive and 2 came back negative. Same day.
Yeah.
So what is going on here?
I don't trust their testing.
And like I said, I know that we had it. We had it last year after Thanksgiving and
Uh huh.
before New Year's, which is why we didn't have a big New Year's party.
Right.
That I didn't feel well. The only person that was around us was Charlie, but he had been around us at Christmas and he'd been around us at Thanksgiving. So if we did have it, he was already exposed at Thanksgiving.
Exactly.
Nothing we could have done.
No.
But and there you go, Crystal. They've proven that the tests are inaccurate.
Exactly. They're
So
yeah. They're
I,
not. They're not
I've had
accurate.
yeah, I've had 2, and it was only because it was to make the hospital feel better that I wasn't bringing something in when they were doing a
Right.
test on me.
Well, I know a gentleman that went to Cameron to the hospital and had 2 tests done. They both came back positive. Then he turned around the same day and drove to Milan, Missouri, which is up by Kirksville,
Hmm.
right? Had 2 tests done, and they came back negative.
There are probably different types of tests too.
They were the exact same test.
See, they have one where they stick a stick to your brain up one side of your nose,
Yep.
and then they have another one that's 2 sticks up your nose,
Uh
and
huh.
another one now that's spit, And it's like, okay, I've had the brain scraping twice now, and I don't know how many brain cells I lost, but it felt like quite a few.
I haven't been tested, and I don't plan on it.
Well, see, when I had to go to the hospital for the swallow test, they had to do it, and I was as they're shoving this thing up through my nose and down my
Right.
throat. I was coughing in this poor woman's face. Luckily, she had on two masks. I felt bad for that. There was not much I could do.
Well, that's just like I do my yearly VA test down there.
Mhm.
I called him up and everything to set an appointment down. And I said, but I have one question. When I get down there, are you going to do a COVID test? They said, yeah, when you come in. I said, guess what? I'm not coming down for my yearly this year.
Because they were forcing you to have a test.
Yeah.
Well, it's because they're going to get funding for that test.
A guy called. The guy lives here in Kansas City. He called in the radio station, and he said he works construction. He said we're around a bunch of different people, and none of us are wearing masks. And he says, his boss says if you get to where you're not feeling very good, we'll send you down and we'll pay for your test and that. So he said he woke up with the sniffles and that morning, and he went to his boss and he says, well, why don't you go down? We'll go take the COVID test. He said he stood in line for over 2 hours, fill out the paperwork and everything. He said after 2 hours, he goes, I got tired of sitting there. So he goes, I just left. He goes, the next day he was notified he tested positive.
Yeah.
He's like, I didn't even take a test. I left.
Right. He filled the paperwork out, and they took DNA off of it.
Yeah.
I already got $5 from Rumble. Your account was credited $5 just for watching videos.
Oh, really?
Susan? Yeah, that's easy to watch.
How many videos did you watch?
4.
Okay, you get $1.25 a video. Hey, I gotta check out Rumble.
Continue, but still, check out Rumble.
I'll check out Rumble and tell Tammy to sign up and have her. She's at home all the time.
Wait, listen. Go to my Facebook and click on that link. I get paid for that. Then you refer Tammy, and then you get paid.
Oh, okay. We can do that.
It's a pyramid scheme.
Hey.
But they want referrals, and you might as well make money off your referral.
That's
so everybody can go out there, check out my Facebook. It should be right at the top of the Denise Pridemore Facebook page. It should be just under the one about Smile, even though they can't see you. So check that out and find the people that you want to follow on there. Diamond and Silk is on there. I know that I'm telling you guys all conservative things, but these are the things that I like. There's got to be something that you like out there too.
There's got, that's what I tell Richie and Justin and all them, WO Entertainment's about veterans, but our network, we have different shows about everything on there, from gaming to reading news stories and, and stuff like that. That's what brings your listeners in, is difference in there. Just, you're not having the same thing over and over and over and over again.
Ron goes, pretty soon we'll have live psychic readings. I'm not a psychic. I'm more, yeah. And I'm not a medium, I'm a large.
You're not doing your live readings on Sunday on YouTube then, right?
I'll do live.
Which Sunday?
Any Sunday.
Why,
a friend of ours.
You to do that?
No. A friend of ours has switched over to that.
No Sundays. Sundays at 7:00 I'm booked.
Mm-hmm.
So my ears are required at that time.
Yep.
My mouth has to be shut and my ears have to be open, and sometimes I end up being on air at that time randomly. So
yes.
So Sundays, Mondays, and Wednesdays are not able to do those. So, which is fine. I love Kat's shows. They are so good that I can find something to say about every one of them.
Yeah, she does. She gets some good guests on there, just like you do. Now, I've tried listening to some of the other shows on your network, and I get bored in 5 minutes.
We know.
Well, I got when I was on a previous network, I would listen to all the shows on the network, and you knew that I did, and it got to the point to where I couldn't listen anymore. And I do miss Kevin and Jenny. I miss having Paranormal Universe on.
Is Jenny ever going to come back?
Don't know, but the door's open for her to come back. But I
Right.
did find out that about 4 years, 3 years ago was the last time I was on their show.
I doubt it. I doubt it.
So
I think it's more him.
I don't know if it was more Kevin or if it was more Jennifer, but um, but they do have a book out that got finally.
That show is more him.
Yeah, that show was more Ken than Farrah. Demonology Today was more Ken than Farrah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And
there's
Farrah's keeping it going on her network, her show. Something just popped up on my Facebook about
she does
coming back.
from the Bible and things along those lines. Unless she's done something different recently.
She's going to get into more of the demonology, is what it said.
Okay, well, like I said, I'll be seeing. Like I said, I'll be seeing her on December 12th. We are going down to. We're having a meetup in Springfield, Missouri, at a place called Los Locos. So if anybody's in Springfield, Missouri on December 12th around dinner time, meet us up at Los Locos. It'll be us, me and Ron.
And you want to have a really bad time, just come on.
Yeah, if you want to have a really crappy time.
Yeah.
But no, we're gonna have Farrah will be there, and more than likely Susan and Mike from down there. They're paranormal investigators as well.
Right.
Dara, Caitlin, and Lisa and Bev. Dara, Caitlin, and Lisa really enjoy paranormal investigating. Um, Bev is just a lot of fun. And
Yeah.
let's see, Rick Gabbert and his wife Ashley will probably be there. They really enjoy the paranormal, and Rick really enjoys the investigating of the information that he's given. He really loves the history, and he actually moved to Virginia because he loved the history so much of the Civil War and stuff that he wanted to move back there and immerse himself in it. And I met him through a paranormal show with oh, do you remember Batgirl?
Yeah.
Yes, her very first show was with J.C. Phillips,
Oh, yeah.
and he lives in Springfield.
Oh,
And so and that's how I met Rick, and was through that show. And JC and I are still friends to this day. And his uncle, Kerry Mann, he'll be at the event. And he's a veteran, and he's a really nice guy. Really enjoyed him. Um, so, like I said, the event keeps growing every year. So we had a meetup in was it June or May? We had a meetup in May,
right.
and it was they had just reopened up like uh, all the Red Robins, and so we had met up at Red Robin, and realized that with the tables all being straight down the line, these people at this end of the table were left out of the conversation at this end of the table, and the people in the middle of the table could hear both, but really couldn't be involved.
Right.
But I will tell you, our waiter the last time, and our waitress before that, they were ecstatic with their tip of apple butter because I had brought apple butter for everybody,
Yeah.
and when they did such a good job taking care of us, I gave them apple butter, and I think if we go back, they're going to fight over who gets our table. But Los Locos has round tables, so we can go in there and we can talk across the table, and everybody can be part of the conversation. So,
Right.
but and Ron goes easier food fight. Yeah, refried beans are easier to flip at people.
Yeah.
But you would think that the bottomless fries would be able to do that even better.
You would think so.
But we like, we're paranormal investigators. We have to have Mexican food.
Yes,
Got to have refried beans.
right. Got to.
But no, Los Locos has really good food. So we've eaten there we ate there with Ken and Farah multiple times, and
Oh, yeah. And somebody you're going to enjoy meeting Saturday is the new lady that's part of our board at the old school. She's the historian of the old school.
oh,
That's going to be interesting. I don't know what all she's got, but it could be interesting.
and Crystal says she wants somebody to make teleportation real.
Yeah,
Me too, because
that way she can teleport in.
she can come here and have Thanksgiving with us. So I would love to have her back here.
Yeah, I'd like to see her again.
I would love to have her there. So we can get. Yeah, Ron says you need to get out of Denver, Crystal.
Yep.
But so she's a historian. So does she have anything good to share with us?
I don't know. I just found about on it on Facebook earlier today and everything, introducing her and stuff. And she's got a lot of history on the old school. And I'm like, okay, that could be useful.
Yeah, it would have been useful back in July.
I know, but it could be more useful.
It could be. Hopefully she has it in writing so we can, utilize that to write up a good tour.
I want to see if she's got a lot of facts.
Yeah, I need time to research the facts. Mm-hmm. He said they deliver. Yeah. Ron's talking about Tub Creek, and Tub Creek is also haunted, right?
Yep, sure is. Investigated there, and then got showed when we did a comedy deal out at their big civic center they got south of town.
Mm-hmm.
And everything. The owner came up and showed me the video of the kitchen where the people were in there working and a knife came flying out of the shelf.
How's that? Why does that always happen in people's kitchens?
I don't know, but this is even stranger. I know the security cameras they got in there, they're stationary.
Right.
The camera moved and followed it.
Huh.
I told her, I said, I got to get down and check that camera out because that's a stationary camera. It focuses in one spot. It don't move the angle of anything. But yeah, she came up to me and she goes, I remember you here. You got to see this. And she had it on her phone and everything and showed me. And I went, okay, that's interesting.
Do you see the knife come out of the holder or do you just see a knife going across the room?
You see a knife up on the shelf, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it comes sliding right out.
Okay.
And that shelf, it does not lean. If anything, it leans in towards the wall.
Right. Because that's how they're supposed to in most kitchens.
Right. Yep. It was quite interesting. Now, hopefully she shows up there Saturday. She'll bring her phone and she can show you the video.
Yeah, I'd like to see that to see if, because okay, we're going to talk about another show, Paranormal Caught on Camera.
Okay.
Okay. How come these people are saying they're having stuff in their kitchens that they just decided to put up a camera in their kitchen and this just happens to happen, that this thing goes flying across the floor? When the thing is it starts off camera and you see it go across. I know some of these are fake.
Oh yeah, a lot of them are, but a lot of them that's just been installed in the last few months because everybody's at home.
Mm-hmm.
They're seeing more things and hearing more things in their house than they ever did before. Mm-hmm. They're going, something's wrong here, so they set a camera up inside.
Yeah, but
if I can see the date stamp on the camera, then I gotta kind of lean one way or the other.
It depends on what it is, but there have been some of these things where you can see something's not right, that suddenly it's blurry, everything else is clear, but suddenly this little part is blurry, like where there may be a string or something is making it blurry, but
Right.
it looks intentional that it's only in this spot. Why is the rest of it clear? And it's not, and it doesn't have to be that the piece that's moving is blurry. Something in front of it is blurry, you
Right.
know. And I hate to say that I'm a skeptical believer. I am logic rules almost everything I do. Logic, data, things like that. So when I see some of this stuff, maybe because I didn't tape it,
Yeah.
I don't believe it. Or or maybe I just don't believe it. It's so fantastical that I can't believe it. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't have the logic to go in my mind. And I know this sounds weird coming from a person who sees and hears and smells spirits and all this other stuff. I've been doing that since I was a kid. So that could be the reason why this other stuff doesn't sometimes doesn't compute.
Yeah.
Because I can't believe it. Whether it's I can't believe it or I can't believe it, either way, I don't know why that is. Um, I don't know. How about you? Are you a skeptical believer, or do you believe it hook, line, and sinker?
No, I'm a skeptic believer. A lot of stuff I have to look at, and then, especially on our team, right? Pictures they take and everything. I look at it, I have to go back into the area to see if there would be a reflection of a flash caught somewhere. They don't
Watermark.
like it. They don't like it, but just like
Well,
we got one that she likes taking her pictures of her orbs, right?
hmm
Well, this, look, I took this picture. It's not here. It's not here. Not here. One picture, she had a line coming up. And I said, okay, let me go in there and see. And it was in the old school down in the boiler room in that very back room on that table. There's a piece of metal there, shiny,
yep.
right? I tried to explain to her that, okay, she's holding her phone up like this,
Mm,
snapping, rapid shots. You see how my hand's doing,
yeah.
okay? Her phone, yeah, it would show the same picture in the same area, but the slightest movement can make that flash hit that
hmm
area and bring it up.
Yeah.
Oh, she argued with me for 2 hours.
That's why I hate to say this. That's the reason why a lot of times you hear that's an interesting picture.
Yeah, that's about
Um,
what I can do now is just say, yeah, that's interesting,
yeah,
but
you
I have
you
to,
say that a lot.
but I have to go check it out.
Yeah, a lot of times this one little piece of strand of hair can get in front of the lens and looks like something. I mean, you can't see it here,
Right.
but this little piece of hair can cause what looks like a vortex.
Uh huh.
If it gets in front of this lens on this camera and I take a picture with my flash, it's going to light up like the 4th of July,
Right.
and everybody's going to be going, "Oh, you got a vortex." And it's like, "No. I have a picture from the Villisca Axe murder house that look people think it's a vortex. It's
Right.
lightning bugs."
Well, you've seen me with the SLS camera,
Oh yeah.
right? I'm real skeptical on it. If there's an object in the way, I'm 99% sure it's that object. But when it's on a flat wall where there is nothing,
Mhm.
that's real hard to explain,
That is. It is hard to explain
you
because
know.
we went we went through some searching on a lot of the SLS stuff because, you know, it didn't look right. It looked like it was trying to manifest something on some lines on a chair, on some curtains,
Right.
on the corner of a wall, things like that. And I know people don't want to always believe that, But
Exactly.
that's what it is. Let me see if I can get you. Okay, see that?
Yep.
Had people tell me it was a vortex.
Nope.
Nope. It was a BlackBerry phone with a very long
Okay.
shutter speed
Right.
and a lightning bug.
Right.
That was actually like 7 o'clock at night. And yeah, it's an interesting picture. It really truly is. But it really creeped out a lot of people.
Right.
And I've had that picture on one of my Facebook pages forever. And I have people still to this day contacting me and saying, I see that vortex there.
Right.
There's got to be a portal there at the Bliss Gaxberger house. Well, yeah, there is. But it's not by the damn sign.
No.
You know?
Well,
And
that's just like, let's see if I can bring this picture up. I might be able to. Where you at?
hi, Ashley. It's good to see you.
Okay. I'm looking around. I don't see my picture. I'm on my new computer, so I doubt if it's on here. One of my new computers. You heard about that ordeal.
Yes, I did. I heard about your $600 experiment.
Yeah, my $600 Paracord. Yep. And I decided to keep it. You never know.
Oh, yeah.
Once the girls get moved out, then I can make the other bedroom into a better studio with 2 computers and monitors and everything the way I want to. But
Yeah, now that we don't have kids in the house, I'm taking some time off over the holidays, and hopefully we'll get some rooms cleaned out, and at some point maybe be able to get a office set up. I mean, I don't have any extra beds or anything like that,
right.
but
Okay.
again,
Now we was talking about cameras and shutter speeds and everything, making different things. This one still has me baffled.
oh yeah, that there is no real shutter speed on that. That's a game cam.
No, that was from Gary's camera.
It was? I thought that was from his game cam.
No, this one is from the game cam. This one is from Gary's regular camera that he uses.
And he's got a mist out there.
Yeah, and we've he took several pictures in that area, and that's the one that he caught like that.
Yeah, I don't know. And that's out of the graveyard?
Yeah, that's at the graveyard. Matter of fact, if you look straight through there is where we camp out back behind there.
Right. And there was no campfire or anything like that?
No.
What time of year was it?
Oh, it was late in the fall.
I wonder if it could be, I know may sound strange, but could it possibly be a breath?
It could be. I've thought of that.
Were you smoking it? Were you there and smoking at the time?
No, I wasn't there.
Okay.
And we know Gary don't smoke, so.
No. That's why I'm asking these questions.
Right. And you got to remember, this is blown up. That's one thing I tell Gary. Don't blow them up all the time. Blow them up to look at them, but don't print them off like that. Keep it back. Because this thing is huger in the regular picture than what it is on here.
What I would do is I would go ahead and blow it up, but leave a copy of the regular with it so that you can see it, and never ever put a circle around something in a picture. If people don't see it, then it's nothing.
Exactly. I hate that when they say there's a circle there. Look in there. Well, you automatically look there, and your eyes adjust to that spot.
Right, and then you may have pareidoia. But one of the things, this was at the graveyard, but it's a picture you've already seen.
Oh, okay.
But
yeah.
Frankly,
now you got to remember, in the original picture, it shows it 30, 40 feet away from where Gary's standing. So I
Right, but
took
the
the
thing
breath
is,
situation out of the quota.
but in a way, it
Is
may
this-
not, because think about this.
Is this from the last one?
No,
I was gonna say it.
your perception, because of the depth to those trees,
Yeah.
may be making you think that it's further away when it's really not.
Right.
So,
Well, that's just like,
objects may be closer than they appear.
yeah. But
That's
see, I
that's
don't have his new picture from when we was out there of the truck.
right.
And I got to get that one on here to show
Yeah,
people.
it's on Facebook.
I know it. I got to download it and get it
So
on here. But
that one is interesting because, like I said, to me, what I see is I see a Native American walking by and looking in the truck window,
right,
and it's not in the truck; it's just looking in.
right.
Kind of
And
confused.
a lot of other people look at it and go, "It's in the truck," and I'm
Right.
one of them that looked
Well,
at that.
because of the fact that since it's on the other side of the truck, you can, most people would assume that it's in the truck,
Right,
but you have to also think logically. A truck wouldn't have been something that anybody there would have really have known.
uh-huh,
At least not Gary's this newer truck.
yeah,
It doesn't look like anything in the past. So I I see this guy. I mean, I see all of him, where you guys are probably seeing this much of him,
right,
and that's why I'm said that if you're only seeing this much of him, it's probably him walking by, because if he was in the truck, you might see from below his chest a little bit more up.
right.
So you'd see a longer torso. Would
I
be my
know
guess.
when I looked at it at first, I looked at it, and you got to look at it this way. I looked at it; it looked like it was in the truck, and it was a Bigfoot ghost. That's what it appeared to look like at the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Then, when we all got to talking, I could see the headdress. I could see different things and everything, but I still got a kick out of it looking at it and going, Bigfoot sitting in your truck.
Oh yeah. And considering that we've hunted Bigfoot out there, not
Yeah,
intentional. I mean, actually, it was intentional and it was more of a joke. But yeah,
right.
the campfire was very warm and toasty, and that tree was very close, and you know, why not?
Yeah. And I
So
broke the log over the tree too.
yeah, you did.
I picked the deadest log there was up and went smack and it cracked all over it. So,
Yeah, I did better than that. I at least picked something that was from the firewood pile.
yeah, there you go. But we had big chunks of firewood this time. So,
Yeah, I
to
didn't do
keep,
that this time.
no,
You-
that way we kept everybody nice and warm. And
Yep, we had lots of hot chocolate with ghosty marshmallows, and
there's
those
not,
marshmallows.
yeah, but there's not too many people out here listening or in the paranormal field that has a yearly event where you sleep in the cemetery.
No,
You know,
and it'd be possibly 22 degrees.
yes, and it has been 22 degrees.
Yep. And this last time, it wasn't horrible. Just it rained.
Yeah,
But
and
all
I
we
mean
ever see that was
we're out in the middle of nowhere.
we didn't see another vehicle. We didn't see another person except for us, and it was fun.
Yeah,
Whether or not we investigate or anything like that, we have a great time just all being together and talking about the paranormal, and walking around and seeing what we can find to
right. Because well, this year because of COVID, we all didn't get to do very much together like we normally would do in a year's time, 3 or 4 investigations, and to have that where we can all go out, sit around, relax, try the equipment out, do this. You see the spirits walking down the road, you've seen them in the timber.
Mhm.
It's, you never know what's going to happen out there.
Nope, we never do.
No.
And each time so far it's been different. We've been out there, what, 3 times?
Yep.
The first time was with Matt
Yep.
Brooks from Hot Boxing with Matt,
Yep.
and he saw he saw a cavalry team down in the field, and I saw Native Americans watching us from the trees. And we're indigenous people, whatever you, I call them Indians because I'm Indian, but
Right.
I don't want to offend anybody. So whatever you want to call them. We
Well,
had,
that's just like we was talking about. He's seen the battalion out there. The sheriff's department and deputies have all seen soldiers on horsebacks out there and everything. And this is what we caught with the game cam. So whether that's a ghost horse, it appears to be.
and is there also a spirit that's on spirit's back?
Yes, I see the foot and the leg. And then I also see one standing by the horse's head.
So, but yeah, we have all kinds of fun out there. If you,
Yeah.
and there's another cemetery that up your way that Jerry wants us to check out. They're in Maysville.
Yep.
It's in his backyard. Um, so I'm interested in doing that at
Yeah,
some
it's in the
point.
very back of his property.
Yeah, he had told me about that. I'd say probably 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And
He's supposed to be there later Saturday afternoon.
I
He's supposed to
figured.
come in.
I figured.
So,
Jerry's a good guy. I know that he has a brother who has paranormal activity going on at his house, but his brother doesn't want to investigate it.
right.
So that's prerogative. You know, you're entitled to not letting people in your house to investigate. And I suggested, and of course you know me, I say don't investigate your own home because you got to live there.
I know, but I don't investigate it. I just try different equipment.
Oh yeah, I mean I've used my dowsing rods at home, but I will
Yeah.
tell you the one year that we used the Echo Box in our home
Yeah.
on New Year's Eve, we had
Yeah.
a horrible year. We had a very horrible. See his shirt?
The new
New
what boot?
Orleans Voodoo.
Oh yeah.
It's a collector's item. They no longer exist.
Oh
Arena League team. I love that logo.
yeah.
Pretty cool. And
I like that.
Yeah, we got that before Hurricane Katrina.
Oh really?
Yeah, we were down there 6 weeks before it hit. So maybe that's it. Maybe we shouldn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Hurricanes happen.
Oh, I know.
But yeah, that's like I said. That year we had the worst year ever. One year I did tarot card readings. We didn't have a problem that year because I didn't know what in the hell I was doing.
Mm.
The kids had gotten me tarot cards for Christmas. Had no idea. We just played with them, and I did readings for. I think it was Crystal, and I think it was Crystal. She'll have to tell me, but I'm pretty sure it was Charlie, and I think Ernest, and some other people. And we just had a really good time. It's just I can't memorize. I haven't. Well, we all know I can memorize anything.
Right.
I just didn't memorize those. And then Chuck Banks has a set of tarot cards. Yeah, we talked about the whiskey tasting too. So yeah, it was Crystal that was here for the tarot card reading. But he's got a set of tarot cards that he's marked my name on that I haven't gotten. But I told him that he could give them to me when he sees me.
Uh-huh.
We were supposed to see each other at Mineral Springs Paracon in Alton, Illinois, and guess what didn't happen? Illinois is pretty much.
Well, that's like
worthless.
dowsing rods. They amaze me in different ways. I'm still trying to figure them all out. But when I can have 3 or 4 people on here and have dowsing rods and one person asking and the other, all 3 of them answer at the same time in different parts of the country, that is really, it makes you wonder.
It does.
Yeah.
It's just like I know that they consider it necromancy. because of the fact that you're talking to spirits. They're, you're talking to them, they're talking back. That's what makes it, you know,
Right.
unpalatable for some people.
Right.
Um, I'm not going to suggest somebody goes out there and buys a Ouija board and
No.
starts doing this,
No.
because there is a few things you need to do. Even when you're using dowsing rods, you do need to protect yourself, and you do need to have your intentions be pure.
Right. And you need to close it out.
Yeah, and you need to close it out, whether you do it verbally or mentally. You've got to close it out, make sure that nothing's left there. So same as a pendulum, and I'm not going to suggest anybody use a pendulum board. I don't know if you know what those are, but a
Is
pendulum
that the ones that have the yes and no or the letters where
they
you
have
spell
the
it out?
alphabet. They're like a round Ouija board, basically.
Okay.
But your pendulum will tell the answer. The thing is pendulums are so easy to manipulate. All you got to do, I mean, you may not look like you're moving, but you are. You're breathing,
Right.
and it will move. Um, I don't know if you remember this, but back in the 70s and 80s, people used to be able to, they would take a necklace and they would hold it over a pregnant woman's belly
Yep.
to, if it went back and forth, it was
Is
a
a
boy,
boy
it
or a
was
girl.
a
Yeah.
circle, it was a girl.
Yeah.
Same thing, but again, a lot of that is wishful thinking. So,
Right.
so just be aware of that. You have got to be above reproach. I cannot get, I know you've seen me do it with a bell, hang a bell up and try to get a spirit to hit that bell to make it make a noise.
Yep.
I've done the same thing with a pendulum and got nothing.
Right.
Vanessa Hogel made me a pendulum. It's got rose quartz and amethyst on it. Should work great, right?
Right.
It has all the characteristics that you want in a pendulum. It's really pretty nice.
Okay. April's got a question for you.
I would say when you close out dowsing rods and pendulums, you have to put out your intention to close it out, and I think a prayer is probably the best way to go. That
Yep.
will keep it within the realm of where you're comfortable. So
Right.
whatever your prayer is, your meditation, whatever it is, that's what you need to use. But like I said, your intention has to be that you really want it closed out, or you're going to be bringing in something that you're going to have a guest that you're going to want to get rid of in 3 days, and it's not going to be fish.
Exactly. That's why when I'm showing people dowsing rods and they cross, right? You talk to the spirits just like you would a friend or a family member. You know, when
Mm-hmm.
they cross them, thank you. If I don't say thank you, mine don't open up.
Mine do, but I think it's because they know that I'm respecting them regardless.
Right.
And I've been doing this for, I can't even, huh? Ron says 80 something years. So in my past life, I did this then.
Right.
No, I've been
Well,
doing
before I got into the
25 years.
paranormal, I used them to find water lines, electrical lines, different things like that
Mm-hmm.
and everything. Little did I know that you could talk to spirits with them.
Right. There's a
That
lot.
and the way I hold mine. A lot of people hold theirs straight out.
That's how I hold mine.
I don't. I hold mine at an angle for the simple fact if they move up, that defies gravity. It has to pull itself up.
Yeah, we were told to hold them up.
When we were trained to use them by Sandy Little Lizard at McPike Mansion, she said hold them level because they can't. If they're level, they shouldn't move.
If they're pointing down, they shouldn't move up.
Right, but they shouldn't move if you're holding them level. But
Right.
again, I know you've seen me hold them where I'm basically holding them with
Yeah, I hold them level.
one finger,
Right.
I know
and
it crawls.
but yeah, I think you have to go the way that you are most comfortable. But again, you've got to be careful. Again, that you're not adjusting yourself,
Right.
you know, that you are steady. And I know that you've seen me do this. I stand with my legs crossed. Why, I don't know. I look like I got to pee the whole time, but I've always stood like that when I'm using dowsing rods. And I know I don't use my dowsing rods very often anymore. And I told Ron, I said, I know why, because I already know what they're going to say,
Right.
and I can tell you, when we're investigating, that they're going to go to yes or they're going to go to no. I'm gonna tell you that, and you're going to see them go. But I don't like to say that in case I'm being suggestive to someone who who knows that if they move a little bit, that
Right.
they're gonna do this. So
Right.
it's one of those things where I'm damned if I do and I'm damned if I don't, kind of thing.
Well,
Um,
that's why I like whenever we're using them and start off and everything, and I ask how many spirits are here to count off, and they start crossing and
mhm,
opening, crossing and opening.
mhm,
And then when they get to that certain number you counted, I always ask opposite numbers all around the spectrum, and
mhm,
they don't cross until you come back to that number.
mhm.
That's that's interesting, but there's
We
no
did
way
that.
to research it.
Good.
Yeah, we did that at the Villisca Axe Murder House.
Mm-hmm.
We asked how many, if you're the one that killed this family, how many people did you kill altogether?
Right.
Total. More than 10? Yes. More than 20? Yes. More than 26? Yes. I had to throw out some random numbers.
Yeah.
You know, more than 40? Yes. More than 50? Yes. When it went to 60, I said more than 60, and it went no.
Right.
And I wasn't going to go through each number at that point, but more than 50.
Right. And
Okay.
we do the same thing when we're out at the cemetery to ask at different times how many graves are out here. And of course, you start at is there more than 50? Boom, cross. Is there more than 100? Boom, cross. And you keep going up until you get to a point where they don't cross.
Mm-hmm.
Then we back it up 50 or something like that and they cross. Well, we got this many between here and there.
Right.
And we do it at different times of the year, ask that same question to see if we get the same reply.
Right. That's what we've done at the Villisca Axe Murder House. Every time we've been there, we've asked the same questions. I actually have a notebook that I have all the questions in, and I wrote down the answers to each question on a different page
Right.
so that when I go back, I can see this, and then we'll match it up.
Right.
And but there's some places that you don't go to multiple times, so you don't get that kind of information back
Exactly.
from the spirits. Um, Sometimes I wonder if it's wishful thinking that I'm getting an answer from the spirit. And I
Yeah.
see April says, I can feel when spirits are around, but I don't have an effective way to communicate when I'm out and about. Eventually, if you truly are feeling the spirits around you, like I said, I don't really want you to communicate directly with them. Let them communicate with you.
Right.
Something will pop into your head, and it may be related to that spirit. That's why I tell people to keep a notebook of things, or use your phone. Your phone is with you. You got the recorder on there. Send yourself a text. I send myself. You don't want to know how many texts I send myself, but I send myself texts all the time so that I can have the information handy. So if I hear something on the radio, luckily I have Sirius, so I can backtrack it. I can rewind it and record it, things like that. So that's part of the things that I tell people to do to build up their um, their skills
Right.
is write it down, because your most important piece of equipment when you're investigating, researching, is that pen and paper,
Right.
computer, phone, whatever it is that you're keeping your notes in. That's going to be the part that you're going to be going back to over and over and over again. So having it in writing makes it so much easier for you to refer to it. um, I also, once you have enough stuff, index it to where you've got different things to where you can find it really easy should
Right.
should you need to. Um, I keep a lot of things in Excel spreadsheets, but I work in Excel all the time. So to me, Excel is Word to everybody else. You know, um, I'm a
Yeah.
database person. I keep databases of everything, and so that's one of the things that I'll tell you. So sometimes I will hear a voice more often. I get this strange feeling that it means that there's a spirit. Probably. And
Could
like I
be.
said, write it down. And with your boys, tell them the same thing. If they hear something they want or they feel something, write it down because it may correspond to something else. You know,
Right. And listen to
not
the kids when they're
right.
talking about this. That's something a lot of parents don't do.
But the thing is sometimes you really don't want to encourage too much because sometimes their imagination runs away with them.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
there's a lot of that. So if they bring it up randomly, keep track of it. It's really important because I know that Micah and Elijah, there's something there. And I think also Abadiah. You may see something with Abadiah.
I'm glad you remember them names. I'm just going to start giving them numbers 1 through 7.
You have to remember, I actually, it's my family. It's a whole different ball game.
I know. But I got to give April and her husband a lot of credit. They came on one night for him and her were on there for 3 hours. And then when she got off, me and him was on there for another 2 to 3 hours
And
during
he
the
was
world
out of town.
record. Yeah. And he was at the motel.
I know.
that was the first time I'd got to meet him.
I was so happy when they came through Kansas City, and like I said, the last time I saw April was when her father was alive,
Right.
and that's when I, of course, that's when I met them, and her mom was pregnant with their youngest sister,
Yeah.
and I did not know that at that same time I was pregnant with Leah.
Oh.
So that tells you it was at least 21 years ago,
Yeah.
at least 20 years ago when I saw her in June that we
Yeah.
had seen each other. In fact, she was here on Leah's birthday. So so
Tell
that
Ron he was looking at crossbows.
there's this crossbow on.
That's one I was telling him to look up.
Where'd you get that one at?
Down there at Academy Sports.
Oh, okay. How much? About 100 and something?
149 is what it was on sale for.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I gotta get me one.
Don't need a conceal and carry for that.
there's the arrows, the bolts.
Well, you promised you'd let us shoot it.
Yes. Weather gets nicer and we all get together to do something, we're going to bring it up and do some target practicing. Richie's got one just like it. And if I can get Scott there, then I'll have him bring out his $2,600 crossbow.
Oh,
And you'll fall in love with it, except for the price tag.
yeah.
I can buy a car for that.
I know, but it's only like this long and it's only like that wide.
I figured Crystal might have a crossbow.
Oh, you got a crossbow? What kind? Is it a recurve or a compound? We'll have her talk in. And here in about 2 weeks, my English mount that I shot this year, my transgender deer.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. It had nice 8-point antlers on it, right? Big bodied. Went to get it and went, we got a problem. It had both sexes complete.
So kind of like hermaphrodite.
Yeah,
Not that we hear that word anymore.
I know, but I mean, at first, when I looked down there by the male privates and went, these on both sides ain't supposed to be here. That's a doe, right? And I went, okay. And I looked back behind and I went, oh, we got a major problem.
Well, not really, because it wouldn't have been able to breed anyway.
No, that we figured it was sterile, but I want to find mommy and daddy that made it. They need to be taken out of the herd.
Yeah, they're putting out
Well,
substandard.
we seen another buck out there that had about the same type of rack on it. And we think they may be brothers. So we told the kids to take it out.
The one from over there. My light's starting to go dim. So,
Yeah, she's got a recurve. Crystal, you got one just like this, right? Is it camouflage or black? And she only has 3 bolts. Go to Walmart. They're cheap. That's where I buy all my bolts at. I think they're $4 and almost $5 a bolt, but they're reusable. So I got those 3. There's 4 up there. And I think I got a couple more around here somewhere.
I think so. I checked it.
Black, but smaller. How much smaller?
So, as you can see, my light bulb got too dim.
Uh-oh.
That's okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Well, we've been on here 2 hours. I've kept you long enough.
it's all good. I look forward to seeing you guys on Saturday. I look forward to seeing Richie, and I'll bring out my paperwork for my volunteer time.
Okay.
So that at some point Justin can sign that,
Right.
so I can turn it in.
See him.
Yeah, if I
Right.
ever see him again. But
Not even sure if he's real now.
yeah, I'm not wrong. Not even sure that he's real now. So
Yeah. I'm gonna try to get him down there for an hour. I'm
yeah,
gonna try just to pop in. That way we can get him to sign that, see everybody, and then he can go.
yeah, because like I said, that way you guys can get your money this year, as opposed to waiting until next year, and
Right.
that'll help with whatever programs you guys have coming up.
Yeah.
I got a
We
feeling
got
this time of year you guys have a lot of programs that they want to give to, but they can't because they don't have money.
right. Because we got let's see, we got the Paracon this Saturday. The next Saturday we got a comedy show in Chillicothe at Blackwater Bar and Resort, Grill and Resort over there. And then the following Saturday, December the 3rd or 5th. 5th, I think it is.
It's the 5th.
It's the 5th. We'll be here in Gallatin at BB's Home Cooking up here doing a comedy show. So we got those 2 lined up for WO Entertainment. And I think that's what we've got planned for this year, other than their Christmas special on December 22nd.
Well, let us, if you need us for anything, just yell.
I know.
If you have any deer, any venison that you want to.
Hey, you're making fun of that deer. How's it taste?
It tasted real good. I've had it twice. That's it. Yeah, I'll probably bring you. Let's see. I got it froze. I'll put it in the cooler in ice and keep it froze, and I'll send a roast home with you.
Okay. Well, then we'll bring the Yeti cooler.
There you go. That'll work. That'll work.
Yep. So I would like to thank Crystal and April, especially my family, for showing up for this. I love you, and I'm thinking of all of you, and everybody else who listened. Thank you so much. You can find me every Monday night on wbhm-db.com on the Paranormal Pride. You can also find me on Facebook, Gab, MeWe, Parlor, and now Rumble. So go out there and check those out. And let's see. I'll be there Saturday at the event. I'll be speaking about whatever in the hell your heart wants to hear about. I will talk to you about anything you want. So just come out to the event and we'll have a great time.
Right. Okay. Thanks a lot, Denise, Ron, and we'll see you guys Saturday morning and everything. So have a good evening, and we'll talk to you then. Bye-bye. Thanks, everybody, for showing up. Paranormal Nation Radio tonight. Again, we're I'm putting on a Paracon. It's the 2020 Parafest in Cameron, Missouri this Saturday. It starts at 8 a.m., goes till 6 p.m. And then at 8 p.m., we have a special investigation along. More information, you can contact me at 816-724-5617 for more information on it. There'll be vendors. Denise will be there. She'll have some of her jellies and her apple butter there for sale. So everybody, thanks again, and stay tuned for more shows on WO Entertainment. Talk to you later. Bye.